away. It was incredible, unbelievable. Hello and welcome to ARTSPOD. I'm comedian Scott Bennett, and this is your monthly roundup of all the fantastic things you can see in theatre and online. Because of course we're still in the midst of the coronavirus. So do go and check out artspod.net for all the entertainment that's out there. And here I am in my garden, broadcasting to this camera to you lovely people at home. It's quite strange really, doing this al fresco. It's like the one show without a roof, isn't it? And I'm here, I'm surrounded by nature. I've got an irritating wood pigeon. I've got a couple of flies, ants. I'm looking at my own underwear hung on the washing line. It's very surreal. It's not at all how I imagined a life in the media and entertainment would be, but we're going to make the best of it. Luckily the man up the road has stopped strimming now, so that would be in the background, although I've asked him to pop down later and come and sort out my lockdown haircut. Do me a lockdown chop down, if you will. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Step into the bad side. I was a man who tried to be good. I was always misunderstood.
One night only. Come on, big baby, come on. All you gotta do is dream. Just dream it, baby. We'll be there.
Next up, we've got Derren Brown, the mentalist. I'm not being cruel, that's just what people call him. He's done some incredible things. He's done the Russian roulette, the bullet, like in Deer Hunter. He made a man almost push another man off the edge of a ledge. What else is he doing? I mean, I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, but judging by that track record, you wouldn't want to meet him, would you? Why not go see him? He's coming to a theatre near you, but if you've bought tickets, knowing Derren, he probably already knows.
I'm a lover of tours, specifically my own. I think the process is just a delight, every aspect of it. Writing the show is fun. The show's always over-deliver, that's the idea, of trying to give people more than they expect or would necessarily want. We're doing the poster for my new stage show, which will be touring in 2020, so these things are done early. We haven't written the show yet. We do the pictures, think about a title, and then slowly the show starts to emerge.
Next up, it's Sister Act. We all remember that. That's another classic film starring Whoopi Goldberg. Some criminals go undercover to pretend to be nuns. No, that's not right, is it? That's Nuns on the Run. Sister Act is the one where they sing gospel songs. Fantastic. On paper, it doesn't sound like much, does it, really? But if you add in the mafia and the good vocal choir, it all comes together. But yeah, that's always worth checking out, that the wonderful Sister Act.
My name is Brenda Edwards, and I'm playing Dolores Van Cartier.
My name's Whoopi, and I'm just here to hang out with her.
I'm very excited to play this role because her whole personality and Dolores' character is exactly what I want to embody as a woman.
It's a big character. She's got a lot of personality, and she's fun. Brenda auditioned for this show when it first happened in the UK, and she didn't get the part because she was too old. So we've rectified that. They made Dolores into a 23-year-old. There are different stakes when you're older, and you can be much more irreverent when you're older than you can when you're in your 20s and 30s. And you know, time makes you funny. So Sister Act, the way Sister Act should be done, is coming back to the UK in 2020. Look for those tickets, because once they go on sale, you know they sell fast.
Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded. No, that wasn't a weekend in Vegas that went off the rails. I'm referring to, of course, Six, the musical based on Henry VIII and his wives. It's fantastic. It's kind of like top of the pops, and the people are dancing around. It's a bit like Pan's People meets the 1540s.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Listen up, let me tell you a story. From the show to the history mix, switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives, but now we're ex-wives. No way. If you think for a moment, I'd grant you a moment. Just hold up, there's no way. Let's go. We're six. We're six.
Next up, it's posh explorer Ben Fogle, who's going on tour with his Tales from the Wilderness. I love Ben. He's kind of like he's like Ray Mears if he was waiting for an Ocado delivery, isn't he? But I'd like to see him do a real adventure, something that takes him out of his comfort zone. I'm not talking about scaling Everest with no oxygen. I'm not talking about, wrestling a man-eating tiger. I'm talking about going to Wetherspoons for Curry Thursday. That's what we'd like to see. From one posh bloke to a load of posh girls. Next up, it's Malory Towers. Jolly hockey sticks, as they say. It's the Enid Blyton classic about girls in a boarding school drinking ginger beer or lashings of ginger beer, which is a measure I'd never heard of until Enid Blyton. I mean, you don't go into a pub asking for lashings of Fosters, do you? So that's very specific to her novels, but yeah, lashings of ginger beer. It's kind of, if you don't know what it's like, they do that a lot in Enid Blyton. It's the very British sense of literature, isn't it? And it's a sort of posh, well-behaved Centrinians.
Hello, I'm Emma Rice, and I'm at a studio in Spike Island, Bristol, with photographer Steve Tanner and some of the cast of Malory Towers. Malory Towers by Enid Blyton will be the second show from my company, Wise Children. So why Malory Towers? It's brilliant. This amazing school is a place of possibility and adventure. And these girls who, away from parents and pretty much all adult influence, decide what kind of people they're going to be. Written in the post-war period, these books chime with that time when the country decided to be the best version of itself. And I feel that passion running through the veins of Malory Towers. So don't expect traditional boarding school nostalgia. This is me, after all. But expect something universal, fun and touching. Yes, there will be midnight feasts, stormy rescues on horseback, and wild swimming in the Cornish seas. But at the heart of the story, the girls of Malory Towers ask what kind of people they want to be. And they decide that they're going to be tolerant, distinctive, brave, and the best of friends for each other through thick and thin. In the words of Miss Grayling, they decide to be good, strong women that the world can lean on. I'm smiling as I say it. My goodness, we need some hope in these dark times, and Malory Towers is profoundly hopeful. It makes me cheer to the Cornish cliffs that these books exist, and I cannot wait to tell you these brilliant stories.
Next up, it's the Ballroom Boys. Now, we're obsessed with Strictly in this country, aren't we? And Ian Waite, who does the midweek programme with Zoe Ball, and the ever-so-small Vincent Simone, the tiny little Argentinian one, isn't he, that everyone loves. It's a sort of Little and Large of the dancing world, and they're going on tour with Ballroom Boys, which promises to be absolutely wonderful.
I got the inspiration from the Ballroom Boys, from Morecambe and Wise and the Two Ronnies and those sort of sketch shows, those comedy shows and comedy duos where I thought it would be great to incorporate that into our dance show, like a ballroom and Latin show, and have that variety and have a bit of everything in there. So basically you had a bit of comedy, you had stories of our past, you had lots of things about Strictly Come Dancing in there, and also those wonderful classic ballroom dances and Latin American dances that we all know and love, and ultimately Vincent's Argentine tango. That always has to be in there because everybody loves it so much.
The thing I enjoyed the most about the Ballroom Boys is being on stage and performing for all the beautiful women that had just turned up, for me especially, and the interaction that we have with the audience to break the fourth wall, and yes, just having this banter with the audience, and they love it.
I've had many favourite moments during the show. Audience participation, I love our Q&As with the audience, but most of all, I love my dance with Vincent. We do a little comedy dance, and we're going to be doing that next year as well. And it is such a highlight of the show that I don't think you can beat it.